podcast with Joy and Gosa TV on this beautiful Tuesday here at 1 p.m. Pacific, coming to you live from the Gosa Studios in Long Beach, California, in the Los Angeles area. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the show. How are you, by the way? I hope that you are. Let's see, is the music on? Okay, I think we have some music there, so let's see. Turn off a little bit of the music so you can hear things clearly. How are you, my dear friend? Welcome back to my channel on this beautiful Tuesday. As I said, how is your week going? How is the quarantine treating you? How is your mental health? How is your peace? How is your gozo? Here in Goso TV, we like to talk about joy, about gozo, about keeping that positive, upward perspective that doesn't give in to all the negativity, the anger, the frustrations, the fears, the shame that's out there. And instead, we're living lives of joy, because though there's pain in the night, gozo comes in the morning. You can see my gozo mugs back there. They're all available, by the way, on my website, davidTrig.com. You can also leave me a comment below, and it'll be on the screen, and we can chat about how you're doing. I especially wanted to talk about creativity and about business today. So I want to talk about creativity and business. What are some of the ways that you're noticing people getting creative to keep their businesses afloat? Perhaps you are an entrepreneur, or maybe your husband is, maybe you have a friend. I know that there are many who have more traditional jobs, 9 to 5s. Maybe you work at a restaurant or you work at an office. But if you are a creative, or maybe you have a side hustle, as they call it, right? You sell makeup on the side, you do weddings, you do events. How are you staying creative? How are you making ends meet with all the changes that have happened here the last few months? What are some of the ways that you are looking to help people while, of course, keeping yourself afloat? So if you know me, I am a creative as well. Obviously, I love to sing and to teach the Word of God, but I also like to create, and to coach people and to share some of the things that I have done over the last 10, 15 years. I've been a business owner, entrepreneur, creative for the last 10, 15 years. Excuse my voice. I have a little bit of a sore throat over the weekend. I sang a lot and did a lot of talking. So, but I have been in the same boat as everyone, just learning and watching and noticing and seeing what restaurants are doing, seeing what other online creators are doing. And there are a lot of ideas out there. One of the things that has really encouraged me is to realize that there's always a way to look at things in a positive way. I'm not one of those people that likes to sit around just waiting for things to go back to normal. I'm one who likes to think about, okay, what is possible here? What can I do to help people in different ways? So we all know that in 2008, when we had the Great Recession, Uber and Airbnb was created. We know that back in the dot-com bubble, when that burst up in Palo Alto, but really worldwide, that's when PayPal and Amazon was created. So we all know that during times of crisis, creativity rises. During times of crisis, let me say that again, creativity rises. And you don't have to be a business owner to be creative. Everyone has to be creative these days. If you are a mom, you have to be creative on how to teach your kids online, how to help them be on Zoom or on whatever they use, WebEx and different tools to learn what they need to learn. If you are a woman who works 2-3 jobs, you have to be creative on how to balance having your husband home, or maybe your kids are home and you don't want to be home because of the noise, or you have a dog, or you have loud neighbors, and yet you want to go into the office. You know, it's a balancing act. We all are having to get creative these days. And I certainly know a lot of friends who are business owners. I have a friend who has a fitness business, and she would go from home to home being a mobile fitness person. And now she's doing that through Zoom. I have other friends who are Zumba. Oh, the mic is muted. Okay. Huh. Okay. Can't hear anything. Okay. Let me see. Let me just check really quick that the microphone is working. So let me check. Oh, it is working. Hold up, my earbuds are not in. That's hilarious. Let me just check really quick. Yeah, it seems to be working on my end. So yeah. So what I was saying is the need to be creative. The need to be creative in these times, and I have many friends who are taking their business online. I have one of our daughters. She wants to be a vet, so she works at a vet office, vet clinic. And the way that they've done it is they go from place to place, from city to city with I believe is a mobile truck, or maybe they go from office to office. I'm not totally sure. And they bring all of their gear to these different communities, and that's how they're helping people. And so all of these things, yes, I have three beautiful children. I'm only 32, but gotta have those kids out there. Yeah, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I'm just joking. So yeah, we have three young adults, and so it's very important to be creative these days with your business. Now, if maybe you are on Twitch and you are a streamer, the online space obviously is it's very useful. Obviously, it's important that you stream as much as possible. To obviously, a lot of people want to entertain themselves, but the point is to be able to actually produce something that people will enjoy, will benefit from. As you know, I make beats, and the beat making community is I don't know if they're doing amazing, but they're definitely staying afloat by selling drum kits, sample packs, selling their beats online. And you have a lot of people that are home, young and old, all ages, that are consuming these products. And so you have to get creative as an entrepreneur, as a young person, as an adult, whoever you may be. Some of the ways that I'm trying to be creative is we have a lot of office space in my building. And so we're providing office space for podcasters that maybe they're podcasting at home, but it's so noisy because they have 3 or 4 kids and there's dogs and there's traffic. And so we have these very clean and safe and socially distanced, blah, 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 office space that entrepreneurs or life coaches or content creators can use our space to bring their gear and be able to do their shows there safely instead of being at home. Whereas I said, you have so many distractions and so many people that are home. And so all of these tools, all of these ways are important right now. I'm on a master class with all these entrepreneurs that also provide content online. And there's this one girl who does, I believe her thing is clothing. She sells clothing for different festivals and different events. And obviously, because there are no concerts, there's no shows, there's no festivals right now, then they're moving everything to appeal more to the boyfriends, I think, of the girls. And so they're now producing T-shirts and hats and shorts and things for the guys, because they're noticing that the girls who normally buy their products aren't going to concerts, like no one is. And so they're trying to adjust. So the point is that everyone is being creative right now. And it really is a time to be creative. This is a time to ask yourself, how can I use my skills to help people? What are the needs that you see out there? And that's really the number one thing that you have to ask yourself is, what are the needs that you see in your neighborhood, in your community, on the online space? If people, like I said, they want to, one of the things that I've noticed is with school coming back here in the next month or so, if people are going to be home and doing school online, then perhaps a lot of the daycares, I wonder if, because moms have to go to work and dads have to go to work and the kids are home, what are they going to do with their little babies, with their 1, 2, 3-year-olds who aren't in school yet? I mean, you may have a grandma or an auntie or someone who will help you, but I think that daycares are going to be very, very on demand. And so we're trying to figure out how to not be a daycare, but how to have our space be used by other nonprofits, or maybe a charter school or a daycare center or some sort of after-school program that's looking for clean and safe and quiet space to do what they have to do. So these are all the ways that we all have to get creative right now. None of us have an endless supply of cash. And it's not only about the cash, it's also about, as I said, providing services for people, helping people with what they need. And that's why I also like to come on here and ask people, what are the things that you're noticing that people need these days? What are the things that people need? I mean, there are the obvious ones, right? Everyone needs a vaccine, medication. Everyone needs peace and quiet. Everyone needs safety. So those are some of the things that we all need. But what are the products that people can provide? What are the products that you can provide to help people in those things that they need? So I have a chart I wanted to show you. See if I can bring it up here. It's I like this drawing I want to show you here that was really helpful in understanding more about how to think about your content or about what you're providing for other people, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are an online content creator. This is from a friend, Sean West, that puts out daily content, and he has a website called dailycontentmachine.co. So check that out. He's an amazing mentor and friend from Texas. So he says here, people buy 4 things: time, money, sex, and approval. And don't get crazy with the word sex. Really what that means is we make you look good. Time, it means we save you time. Money means we save you or we make you money. And then approval, peace of mind, we handle everything for you. So let me make this a little bigger. So once again, these are the 4 things that people buy. And like he says on here, I don't know if he has it here somewhere, but basically what he says, if you're not selling one of these 4 things, you will not survive. Your business, your nonprofit, your whatever, your church, your whatever it is not going to succeed, because people buy 4 things. Time. So let's look at time. And just think of your own life. Uber Eats, right? Amazon. What are you buying really besides the product? You're buying time. We save you time, see, specifically. And then it says you don't have to edit anything yourself. Just show up once a week, press recording, you're done. So that's if you're, let's say, a media company. So, but if you're Amazon, what are they selling besides the product is time. They save you time. You don't have to go anywhere. It's convenience. Now, the second one, is money. People like to buy things that save them money or make them money. So here it says, you don't have to hire a full-time video editor. Outsource it to us and pay less. So again, this is more specific to media companies, but just apply this to your product, to whatever you're doing. If you're a musician, if you're a Twitcher, if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are an office person, but your husband has a business. So these are all ways that you can focus your business right now, especially. So it says here, we save you money. You don't have to hire a full-time video editor. Outsource it to us and pay less. We help you make money. Build your brand, grow your business by publishing daily content, stay top of mind so customers buy more from you. So let's say you are trying to start a daycare center. Okay, you have all the permits and all that stuff. Assuming all that is in order, what are you really going to sell? Time? Yes, you're going to save people time, right? People don't have to spend time at home. The mom can go to work. Really, that's also you're helping them make money, right? So that they don't have to worry about their kids and they don't have to worry about spending money with meaning losing out on their jobs or getting fired from their job. And so if you're providing, let's say, a daycare center, you may want to focus a lot on the cost. Or maybe you can say something like even just save money or don't lose your job, bring your child here. And so that's what he has here is build your brand, grow your business, publishing daily content, stay top of mind. So that's awesome. Now, sex, again, don't get crazy with this. It really just means to make you look good. And you can't deny that all of us, or you have someone in your family, we all buy things if they make us look good, right? That's why we have lights and Instagram filters, and we buy iPhones, not some other cheaper brand. We all want nice stuff because it makes us look good. And that goes to what Freud said about the human psyche is we all are looking for mating, for relationships. It's part of our biology. So now how does this apply to business? Well, we remove filler words so that you can post engaging videos. People will love hearing your words of wisdom. See how that's a very simple and direct way to sell, making other people look good. If you're selling makeup, I mean, obviously, right? The whole allure, the whole product is not, oh, this is the most cheap content or the cheap lipstick. It's you're going to look amazing for your friends, for that future boyfriend, for your Instagram pictures, your stories. That is all about sex and about making you look good. And that obviously sells, as people say, right? And then the last one is people buy approval, peace of mind. And I think this is maybe the one that people are mostly looking for these days, right? We handle everything. We find the gold nuggets in your content and create clips for you. We write the eye-catching titles people want to click. You sit back and relax. Isn't that great? So let's say you are selling clothes right now. Approval, peace of mind. We handle everything. That's where Amazon comes in. We handle everything. Just press buy and we will deliver this I don't know, shirt or these shoes or this hat or these rings, earrings or whatever it is, right to your door. You don't have to even think about it. If there's any problems with the package, we will replace it for free. You have our guarantee. You will have the peace of mind. And so you want to think about that. So let's say you have a hair salon, a hair business. Are you selling time? Not really. Money? No. It's making you look good, right? You're selling sex. And I know that word, again, is kind of a taboo word, but it's about making people look good. And so if you have a business right now, and you cut hair and maybe you can't have anyone in your office, but maybe you're still showing up daily. What are you selling? You're selling people that look great, right? You're selling that 22-year-old young man who before and after, right? That came in looking crazy and then left your office, your salon looking amazing. You're selling looking good. Now, what can you do right now? Can you sell something to save people money? Perhaps you can send them coupons, right? You can say, hey, right now you can't come to my salon or to my home, but as soon as we can open, here's a 10% discount coupon, online, Groupon, whatever you use, right? Obviously, everything's online. Time, maybe you can go to people's homes. So but maybe that would be, maybe that's also approval, peace of mind. But time, right? You can say, I will come to your job. You can say that, talk about time. Now, I know that people, when it comes to salon, they don't want to do it at work, right? They want to go on a Saturday and spend maybe an hour, and it's the whole experience, right? It goes back to what makes you look good and maybe also peace of mind, right? That's why spas and salons and the hair industry is so popular because it's combining some of these. It definitely doesn't make you money or save you money. It probably doesn't even save you time because you don't want it to be fast. You want it to take an hour or two, right? But it's definitely doing these last two. It's making you look amazing so that you can look good for that wedding or for that party or for that quinceañera. And most of all, you have a sense of a peace of mind, of approval, like, man, this is good. And so I found that graphic was very, very useful, and it really helped me to kind of focus, and it's helping a lot of, I think, entrepreneurs to kind of focus their attention on what really matters and how to adjust. And so I'd love to know how you're adjusting your business. What are you doing to adjust, to kind of to pivot, as they say, your business. If you are, I know people that their business is they sell product, meaning groceries. They go to different places and they sell their products. So perhaps you are someone right now who you have to get creative with what are you going to do. One of the things that we used to do is we used to rent our halls for parties. Well, there aren't any parties, but guess what? We still have a bunch of chairs. We still have a bunch of tables. And so perhaps, or as I said, we have office space for podcasters, for nonprofits, for entrepreneurs, for people who want safety. We have different areas where you can have maybe kids come out and play. And obviously not everything is paid. We obviously want to provide just services for people to enjoy. But the point is, you don't have to go and buy a whole new camera. You can just use what you have now to be able to help people. You can just use the same tools that you have, just pivot, just adjust so that you can still help people. So if you are, let's say, someone who works 9 to 5 and you work at a restaurant, you work at an office, you have, a little bit of money from here, a little bit of money from there. Perhaps you can babysit for people. Even if you're a person in your 20s or 30s, maybe that can be something you do on the weekends, is you babysit so that, or during the week, perhaps, if that's something that you can't afford to do, is you babysit so that people, moms, parents that have to go to work and their kids are home, and in the fall especially, right? Babysitting might be a great service, or daycare centers, or as I said, perhaps charter schools, or anything that provides help to the parents with their kids. Because the way that I always think is, what are the needs that are going to be rising? What are the things that people are going to want more of? Obviously, let's say you have a sign company and you're making all kinds of signs. Well, everyone needs a sign, right? That says we're open, or oops, now we're only online, or oops, now dine in only. Or so guess who's making a lot of business is sign makers. So you're obviously saying, well, I don't make any signs. But how can you maybe be someone who designs the signs for people? You go on Canva, or you go on Photoshop, or your favorite phone app even, and you provide services where you're designing very unique, beautiful designs for people. And you create a business online through Instagram, through stories and all that, where you are designing signs and posters for maybe people that you know, for businesses that your parents or your family members own. Maybe you do it for free for the first couple of weeks just to kind of get your feet wet. And then when you add kind of a unique touch and people really like your content and your design, then you can begin to build your business. Because as I said, everyone right now is making a banner for something. Back to school, or we're not open yet, or we're closed. But before they make that banner, someone has to design that banner. And no one likes to be on a computer designing things, right? People don't feel creative. But if you are creative, and if you naturally are always drawing or on the computer coming up with nice color schemes, or you're like maybe Pinterest, you have a good eye for design, guess what? People are going to come looking for you, because no one wants to design their own stuff, because it's just not going to look very good. So these are all great things for you to consider, ways that you can get creative to build your own business, to help someone in your family, your children, if you're a young person, find other ways to be of service to people. And try to avoid the whole, just scarcity mindset, as they call it, meaning, oh, I'm broke. Oh, life is so hard. Okay, you already had your pity party. I mean, if you haven't had it yet, then, okay, you better get going. If you're still in it, then you need to get over this pity party. It's been 4 or 5 months of this, and it's time for you to engage once again and to utilize different skill sets, maybe different things that you didn't know you had, or that you weren't using before. Just because you are a nutritionist doesn't mean that you can't be a designer, or you can't be a writer. Maybe someone needs to have you write their emails. Do you like writing what they call copy? I mean, imagine how popular right now copy is, meaning what's in an email, what's underneath your Facebook post, what's underneath your Instagram post. Now, obviously, most people don't want to pay for that, obviously. But here's the thing. You provide those skills for free to 2 or 3, 4 people, just your close friends, maybe business owners, maybe someone who has a chiropractic office, or who works at a pet store, or someone who owns maybe a flower shop. And you provide free copy for them for their emails that maybe they're not even sending out because, again, they don't have any money or time. And if they really like it and they use it, and then let's say 5 people out of their 100 people on their email list respond and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to get that coupon code from you, then that owner is going to want to hire you for the next email. So you have to get creative. What are the skills that you already have? I wouldn't recommend to go and learn Final Cut Pro right now. Don't spend any money right now. Obviously, we're all trying to save money, not spend money. Instead, think of the skills you already have, and then find ways to get it. Let's say you love music. I play guitar, drums, bass, whatever. And I don't like to teach per se music, but if you maybe are someone who hasn't been teaching music, then maybe this is a time through Zoom, through FaceTime, through WhatsApp video, through Snapchat. There are so many tools, through online live streaming tools like the one I'm using here. There are so many ways that you can provide a service to people, to help people. Right now, parents, they're probably going nuts, right? One of the things I thought of is because so many restaurants are having to do outside dining, everyone's buying those, what do they call them? Easy ups, right? Those little canopies, easy ups. You think Amazon is not making bank with easy ups? And most of all, the companies that make these easy ups, of course they are. Imagine if you are, let's say, back to, I don't know, a church or some sort of maybe you have a lot of what do they call those blow up those bumpers or those bounce houses, brinca as they call them in Spanish. So the bounce houses. But let's say no one's buying that, right? Because or renting those because there aren't a lot of parties. But maybe you have a ton of easy ups. You could probably go and advertise to IHOP, to Chipotle, to all the local restaurants and say, hey, I will make you a deal. Whatever your current place is charging you, I will charge you half. And I will bring them to you and I will clean them before and after. You don't have to do a thing. Like Russell Brunson says from ClickFunnels, you have to stack your value. You can't just simply do what everyone else is doing. You have to provide not just the chairs, not just the tables, not just the bounce house, but that it's clean, that it's safe, that it has high-speed internet, that it has free parking, that you're going to come to your house, that my daughter is going to teach her kids Spanish or is going to help them learn how to write if you're babysitting. So you have to, as Brunson says, stack that value. He calls it a value stack, where you have one thing for $50, but then you add 2 things for the $50, 3, 4 things, all for the same price. But you have this value stack be so amazing and so valuable. That's why it's called a value stack, that the customer says, okay, there are 5 girls in my neighborhood who all want to babysit, and they all charge $20 an hour. But this one, she's going to help my kid how to read and write, and she's going to teach him Spanish. Let's say everyone's an English speaker. For the same $20, I'm going to go with her. And so you get the $20, not the other. So that's the whole idea of value stacks, the importance of not just being like everyone else, but providing content and values and services that go above and beyond the next place, the next business, the next church, the next nonprofit. So, I hope that these things have helped you, my dear friend. Thank you always for being here. Make sure you leave me a comment below. Share this broadcast with your friends, and I will see you next time. Adios.